Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lighthouse, presented by SGU. Thank you for your attendance. I hope you will enjoy this sharing and you'll gain some insights too. All right. I am also doing this Lighthouse again this week. And today, the topic for the day is on rumination. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this word, but for those who are not clear, rumination is like when you are stuck in a loop of thoughts, of repeated negative thoughts, yeah, about the past, and you can't seem to stop even if you want to. Right? These thoughts keep running in your mind, and it's difficult for you to get it out of your thoughts. All right. So what are the what feeds the thoughts? Yeah, possibly it is some events or significant events that happen to you. Probably maybe some bullying or even some negative words spoken to you, by your significant others, and it is been and it is almost you believe it, and you keep, and those words or those statements that is mentioned to you keep running in your thought pattern. Okay. So, these memories of the past can connect you with parts of yourself that is long gone. Okay, significant events that happen in your childhood could be lingering in your thoughts. Okay, persistently dwelling on your past or thinking about events that already happened may cause you the distress. Okay, some of the incidents of the past could be embarrassment, failures or accidents, or even losing a romantic partner. Right? Other situations like shameful behaviors, awkward speech, shame, or regrets could lead to rumination. Right? Rumination is a thinking about the same matter repeatedly. Okay, and rumination can badly affect your sleep and daily functioning, because when you keep thinking about the matter, you cannot focus on your task at hand or present moment. Okay. So, as I said, the rumination is a loop of negative repeated thoughts, right? So, rumination is notable when you are fixated on negative events or emotions that happened in the past. Like I said earlier, cannot stop thinking about past errors that cause shame or you blame yourself. Today, I'm going to tell you that it is possible to manage these intrusive thoughts, but it may require some time and effort. But first and foremost, you need to understand why you can't stop ruminating on the past. Uh, yeah. So, it's as is mentioned, it's a cycle of excessive worries which we repeatedly return to the same negative thoughts. Okay, these words are given by Tanya J. Peterson, right? So, rumination is our tendency to repetitively think about certain troublesome thoughts repeatedly. It is usually the same matter or incident that goes on like a broken record in our head, and we cannot stop it. This is known as the negative thought cycle, all right, which can impact your mental health. Besides, if you are already dealing with depression or anxiety, rumination can also intensify symptoms. There's a difference between worrying about a problem and ruminating on the past, though. According to Tanya Peterson, there is one easy way to differentiate them. To ask yourself, if when we think about the past event, are we focused on the possible solutions or lessons? If you are fixed exclusively on the negative aspects, it's probably rumination. All right. So the difference between ruminating on the past and worrying is the possible solutions. You are worrying on how to get some solutions. Okay, ruminating is fixed on negative aspects, right? You continue to be obsessed over the negative without working toward a resolution. Okay, so rumination is a behavior, all right, and not it's not a mental health condition. It's a common symptom in anxiety and mood disorders, though, but it doesn't have to be permanent. You can learn to manage it. So, how to stop ruminating on the past? Okay. So, as I said, rumination is a behavior, not mental health disorder. It's a common symptom in anxiety and mood disorders. So, how to stop ruminating on the past? Okay, if your thoughts about the past are symptom of mental health conditions, a professional may be helpful for you. By addressing the underlying cause, you can find relief for all your symptoms, including rumination. Okay, addressing rumination directly can also help. So, these are the 3 tips that I'm going to share. Okay. The first tip is try to quieten your inner critic. Okay, so inner critic will keep on judging you, pushing you, and saying that you are not good enough, underestimates you. It undermines, it presses down your self confidence. All right, so you may not be able to change what happened in your past, but you can create new experience from this time onwards. Okay, going over and what you did or didn't do right won't change anything. You did what you could with the resources at hand. Okay, so self-compassion and forgiveness will go a long way, and it can start by simply not putting yourself down. Okay, as I shared last week, radical acceptance. Okay, radical acceptance is, to recap on last week's lesson, radical acceptance is an act of kindness to yourself, right? So forgiveness is you acting kind to others, but radical acceptance is acting kind to yourself, right? So self compassion, yeah. So tell yourself that you need not listen to the inner critic that is so negative about yourself. Yeah, you can speak to your inner critic, you said, and block and block those negative thought pattern. Okay. So secondly is consider the possibilities, right? Thinking about the things that are important to you may help you step away from painful rumination. Okay? Instead of focusing on the things you don't want, try to be intentional. Okay, and identify what you do want to in your life. These can be relationship, jobs, hobbies, or places to be. Yeah, instead of thinking of the negative thought all the time, it may be beneficial for you to think about the things that you want in your life, right? What is the kind of relationship you want? What is the jobs that you want? What is the hobbies that you want to do? And you never had the time. So this is the time for you to distract yourself from the negative thoughts and put your thoughts to more beneficial things, right? When you catch yourself ruminating, gently shift your attention to an image of your valued life, right? And thirdly is uh, changing directions may also help, right? So when you find yourself hitting reverse, try to switch gears and move forward. You may even set it at neutral. So the techniques that will be useful for you to change direction is grounding yourself. Yeah. So the grounding technique involves 5 of your senses: your eyes, your sense of touch, your hearing sense, smelling sense, and also your sense of taste. Yeah. So it helps to redirect your negative thought pattern. All right. So even if you can't do it naturally. You can learn and change your behavior in a way to start grounding yourself to go against that negative thought pattern or the thought cycle. All right. So it is important while you when you do the grounding technique, you will be able to come back to the present whenever you find yourself thinking about the past. Okay? For example, look in front of you and try to find every possible detail of the first object you set eyes on, right? And then you can look at shape, texture, color, shapes, and positions, right? So this is the way, the three ways that you can uh, you can stop ruminating, right? So the first is to tame your inner critic. Okay, speak to your inner critic. All right, and and tell your inner critic that what the inner critic is saying is not true. It's a lie. You know, okay, and try to redirect your thought patterns, right? Redirect. Look at things, the possibilities that you can do. Okay, like engaging in new relationships, right? Focusing in relationship that you have missed or you have neglected. Okay, uh, consider new hobbies, right? Consider your jobs. What are the career, or is there some other career that is much more fulfilling that you can do? And you can even look at places that you wanted to visit or you wish to visit. So you want to, so that you can save enough money and go and visit that place. So there are so many things that you can do for your life so that you can distract from this negative thought pattern. Okay. And then another way is grounding technique. Yeah, you can make use of your senses, right, to ground yourself and to come to the present instead of indulging or letting yourself be drowning in that rumination. So this is the question: is rumination and obsession the same? Okay, no, absolutely no. Okay, an obsession is recurring and irrational thought, okay, that causes you intense distress. It's also a thought you can't seem to control or shake off, and that isn't based on facts, right? It's not true. Obsessions often lead you to engage in rituals that you feel alleviate the distress. This ritual is called compulsion. All right. Rumination is a type of compulsion. Okay. Even if you are not aware of it, thinking persistently about the past may be something you do find relief from things that are out of your control. Okay, you may ruminate on the past once and again, trying to uncover new perspectives on what happened, or revising every detail as if you could change it. Okay, both obsessions and compulsions are formal symptoms of obsessive compulsive disorder, okay, OCD. Although not everyone who ruminate lives with the condition. Okay, in some cases, rumination is also associated with depression, anxiety, postpartum depression, or PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, all right. So the next question: is rumination always linked to mental health condition? Again, it's a no. Okay, rumination is not linked to mental health condition. Everyone thinks about the past from time to time. We all do that, right? But even if not living with a mental health condition, okay, for example, it's natural and sometimes even expected to insistently think about that last failed subject, yeah, or break up with ex-partner. Okay, most time as time goes by, you think lesser every day. If you think about the past with the same intensity, after a while, then you might be ruminating. Okay, depending on other symptoms, you may or may not have a mental health professional may give you a specific diagnosis like anxiety or OCD. All right. So rumination associated with mental health condition is typically more intense and longer lasting. So if you can't stop thinking about the past but don't have a mental health condition, it may be easier for you to recognize and cope with the negative thought cycle. All right. So So rumination can impact your mental health by causing or increasing symptoms of anxiety and depression, right? So leading you to live in a constant state of fear, impairing your ability to focus, sapping your motivation and limiting your ability to feel joy, and changing your sleep patterns, right? So, rumination can affect your mental health, even if you don't have a mental health condition. Repeatedly returning to the same negative thoughts and sticking with them as far reaching effects. Okay, in any case, these effects can be managed and there are ways to cope with distress. Okay. So chronic stress can also lead you to develop physiological challenges such as systemic inflammation. Systemic inflammation occurs when the immune system is constantly defending the body. Okay, stress, infection, or chronic disease can put the body in a pro-inflammatory state. When this happens, the immune system becomes primed and ready to create an inflammatory response. Constantly thinking about negative aspects of the past can also impact your emotional health. Okay, you may frequently feel overwhelmed, angry, or sad. Okay, so when to seek for help, right? So when thinking about the past starts to negatively impact your life, it may be a good idea to seek out professional help. If you had tried your own strategies but not successful, then you should seek a therapist's help. Okay, for your information at Student Guidance Unit, there are skilled counselors to help you deal with challenges that does not have mental health diagnosis. Right? If you are having a mental health diagnosis, that do consider seeing your regular psychiatrist or you may contact SGU for any help. Okay, so rumination can impact your emotional well-being regardless of whether you have a mental health condition. And a counselor can help you no matter what you are dwelling on. So now, let's recap. Okay, it's human nature to think about past mistakes. Okay, but rumination can impact your mental health. Okay, mindfulness strategies, as I shared earlier, right? These are the mindfulness strategies that you could make use, right? In order to redirect and recontextualize your negative thoughts, right? By using your five senses, right? Like seeing the new things, okay? Like feeling the things around you, right? To hear the sound, all right, the noises around you, and also to smell the things that is around you, okay, and also the sense of taste, right, will be helpful. Okay, however, when rumination starts to interfere with your life and emotional well-being, it may be a good idea to talk to a mental health professional. So here I would like to repeat to you what is rumination. Okay, rumination is you keep thinking of the past, all right, and it is a negative repeated thought. All right, you keep on thinking about the past continuously. Okay, it's a cycle of excessive worries in which we repeatedly return to the same negative thought. All right, So this is the negative thought cycle. So negative thought, it goes to negative emotions, right? And then avoidance behavior, avoiding social gatherings or speaking in groups, right? So this is called the vicious cycle. So involuntary reactions would be panic attacks, um, blushing, sweating, even muscle tension. Okay, so these are the the vicious cycle that happens when you have the negative thoughts. Okay, which goes and becomes the negative that gives you the negative emotions, and then the avoidance behavior. All right. So it's there is a difference between ruminating on the past and worrying. Okay, worrying is something that is more um, it's more beneficial, productive, because you are thinking of possible solutions. Okay, and you are thinking or what kind of lesson you learned from that particular incident. All right, but ruminating is not like that. Ruminating is fixing yourself on negative aspects of that particular situation, right? And you become obsessed, and you start thinking, and you start to self blame yourself. Okay, and your inner critic will start to say that you are not good enough, that you are an idiot, that you are bad. No, all these things it will keep on repeating. It say it's your mistake, you should not have done this, you must have done this. All kind of inner voice, the inner voice will speak to you. Okay, so rumination is a behavior. It's not a mental health disorder. It's common symptoms in anxiety and mood disorders. Okay, so the best way, the three tips to overcome rumination is to tame your inner critic. Okay, so tell your inner critic that what is saying is a lie, right? That you can overcome the problem, that you can find a solution for it, or you can solve it. Okay, and then consider the possibilities. What are the ways? Which are the ways that you can do in order to overcome those negative thought patterns? Okay, these are the possible ways, like focusing on social interaction, right? And also, if you have time for hobby, you want to engage in some new hobbies, or if you are having issues at work or in your career, you may want to look on what are the other opportunities that you have, right? Or even you can think of going and visiting new places, to explore new things in your life, right? So this is the grounding techniques, right? So other kind of grounding technique that you can also do are to do deep breathing. Okay, when you exercise deep breathing, it helps to calm yourself down, right? You can also hold a piece of ice to make you grounding, to come to a grounding effect. Okay, to be in the present. Okay, or you can listen to the natural sound, right? Like the birds chirping, or the leaves moving. You can do though, you can walk in a nature walk, take a nature walk, and you can see and listen to all this. Take a mindful walk, right? Enjoy a drink or some food. So these are the ways that cultivate for you to ground, to be more present. All right, it's called the grounding technique. So rumination and obsession. All right, obsession is a recurring and irrational thought that cause intense distress. Okay, obsession often lead you to engage in rituals that feel alleviate the distress. Okay, however, rumination is a type of compulsion. If you are not aware of it, thinking persistently about the past may be something you do to find relief from things that are out of your context. Okay, so rumination can also associate with other kind of mental disorders. For example, depression, anxiety, or even post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. So rumination can impact your mental health by causing your or increasing symptoms of anxiety and depression, leading you to live in a constant state of fear, okay, impairing your ability to focus, right, to concentrate in class, right, sapping your motivation, you feel demotivated, and limiting your ability to feel joy, okay, and changing your sleep patterns, okay. Once you have lesser and lesser sleep, it will definitely affect, because your brains are not able to is not resting well, right, for you to function well the following day. So, as I said earlier, these are the counselors that are available in student guidance unit. Please do come and contact us if you are having these issues and you want to explore and you need a therapist to journey with you in your issues, right? We are always there for you to help. Okay, so I think I have done enough recap, and I'm so thankful that all of you has made it tonight. And for your information, the score run link will be shared here in the chat box for you to click on. And there are some questions. There are one question in the score run that I have asked on giving and on you to provide for you to provide one of the tip that I have shared with regard to how to overcome, how to stop rumination. I hope you can remember. You have heard my if you have heard my presentation, you will definitely know what is that the tips are, and I'm sure you can answer it. Okay, so the score run will be open till the 23rd of October. So please come and register and get your score run points. All right, and uh, um, so I hope I have covered everything on rumination, and so I hope you have a better understanding on what exactly is rumination and how it can affect your daily functioning on, and how it can affect your emotional feelings and your behaviors, right, and how it can um, cause you to lead you to a even worse condition if you not um, take action to overcome this weakness. All right, so so that is all for tonight. All right, so please remember that rumination are memories of the past that you connect with the part that is connected with the parts of yourself that is long gone. So you are no longer in the past, but these memories are lingering in your thoughts, and it is causing you distress. That is causing a destruction in you moving forward. All right, so every incidences like embarrassment, shaming, accidents or failures could be part of this rumination. Okay, even so, this is something that you need to uh, be alert about yourself, be aware and know what is happening to yourself, right? Are you engaging, or are you doing some kind of repeated thought patterns, which are negative and is not helpful? Yeah, is your inner critic louder than your positive self? Yeah, so these are the things that you need to be uh, alert about yourself. The more you be alert about your emotional functioning, so that you will be able to have a better uh, personal development, right? So that you can be more empowered for you to move forward, right? In order to push, but it's all in your own hands, right? So when you be aware about what is happening to you, then it's not just stop there. You need to take action. It's only when you take action, be active in catching yourself and to take that positive step, that will will gradually cause the change, and you will see that you have become a much more refined, better person. Okay, so that is all for tonight. Thank you for joining, and the score run link will be shared. All right, bye bye. Thank you.